Hello, we meet again. Today we will learn about this, the introduction of storage network technologies. Why? Because I have this. Just kidding. I made this video to tell you guys, to give you guys what I have learned in the storage networking areas. And obviously, I'm not into giving you the idea of what series should we use, what type of DC switches that good in the industry or in the market nowadays. I just want to give you the concept because I've been teaching, Cisco, CCNA, DC, and I don't want the knowledge get lost somewhere in my brain. Okay, when we want to access or to store the file in the computer, there is traffic coming back and forth. I want to discuss that, not the storage type we use, not the processor we use, not the SSD, not the HDD, but the networking technology that the storage use. This correlates on how you want to store data. Let's start with that first, the type of storage. The first one, we call it file storage. It's relatively easy to use, but it takes a hierarchical path. Let's say it this way. If you have financial report, you want to store it in a folder, and that folder may be placed in a cabinet that consists of many folders, and that cabinet stored in a room specialized in storing cabinet, and that room may be located in somewhere building in some area. The longer the path, the longer we have to access. The second one, we have things called block-based storage. First, because it is block. If you want to access, if you want to store, they give you the blocks. In fact, this is the type our PC use nowadays, the block-based storage. But the block-based storage, if you have very big data, it can be unclustered. It's spread around hard drive, somewhere around the corner, somewhere around the middle, somewhere around. You can spell it better than me. That's why we have things called defragmenting, to handle that unclustered data. In the networking, we have fast Ethernet, chopper, fiber optic, medium. In the computer, in our computer, we have things called iSCSI cable, or I might call it SCSI cable. You can look up to the acronym, what it stands for. But this SCSI cable is the first generation, in my opinion. And then moving to the IDA cable, the PATA cable, and then the latest one is SATA cable. The cable, the interface to send the data from the CPU to the hard drive, or from the hard drive to the CPU or the CD-ROM, or to the motherboard, and so on. Okay, the third one is object-based storage. Object-based storage is, well, you have a metadata in that path, you have data itself in another path, you have information in somewhere else path. It uses unique ID to locate all those components. Most likely, this type of storage created to handle unstructured data. Flat architecture, ideal for data analytic, cloud native application, and so on. Now, we already know about storage type, but what the network type that we use to access, to store that storage type? There are three networking storage that we have to know. The first one is DAS, direct attached storage. The second one is network attached storage, and the third one is storage area network. Let's take a look into DAS before we take off to the newer generation. Okay, does have three components. The first one is the initiator, aka the client, the one that initiate the command to store or take something out of storage. The second one is target, the receiver of command, the server storage. And the third one is LUN, yeah, logical unit number. This is the hard drive, or this is the hard disk naming or addressing. LUN1 can be HDD, LUN2 can be SSD, and so on. The disadvantages: how far this cable can go, how many hard drive it will connect, how many people will connected to this device. It's time to us to shift our focus to next gen technologies, the NAS. The NAS give you the idea that we want to have a storage, a hard drive that can be accessed via network, data network, not storage network like SCSI cable. We want to access the storage that via Ethernet cable or via wireless. But if you want to have storage carried by Ethernet, it means you have to deal with TCP/IP, three-way handshake. You can comprehend, you can tolerate the delay, or you can tolerate UDP. That is your problem now. And it leads us to the SAN, Storage Area Network. We want to combine the speed of directly attached storage. We want to have the scalability, the availability like NAS, Network Attached Storage. So, there are two technologies in the SAN. The first one is iSCSI, Internet SCSI. The idea is how can we carry the traffic of SCSI into or via the internet? Yeah, you bet. The iSCSI. And the second one, we call it fiber channel. Okay, while iSCSI is thinking how we can wrap up the SCSI traffic into the internet thingy, we use the TCP/IP, yeah, but it has a difference between this type of traffic with the NAS that I mentioned earlier. In a NAS, we have things called file-based storage, so it's easy to use. The main purpose of NAS is we want to have the storage that easy to use, easy to access. That's it. But if you want the speed, we have to use block-based storage via internet. So we have the iSCSI cable. Or if you don't want to have iSCSI, there is a technology we can use more faster than iSCSI. We call it fiber channel. Both of them require specialized adapter that can transfer the traffic. Like Ethernet, you must have the NIC, Network Interface Card, and in the storage type, you have the HBA, Host Bus Adapter type of network adapter. While we talking about fiber channel, the fiber channel can carry itself into Ethernet. We call it fiber channel over Ethernet. Is it good? Let's see. Let's say we have many hard disk drive, we have many server connecting to the LAN switch. No, the SAN switch. The traffic can be back and forth. Maybe the LUN1 takes server 1 or takes server 2 or server 3 access the LUN1, LUN2 or LUN3. So, this maybe you will notice this red line take a form of a cotton fabric. Yeah, I made it this way. Yeah, this is what we call fiber. Yeah, like cloth fiber. This is the overlay concept that engineers say we have flat infrastructure. Everybody, every traffic coming back and forth. Yeah, from west to east, east to west, not like traditional hierarchical network that coming up and down, south to north, north to south. But we see that the server may be accessed by some workstation client using LAN, using data network. If we have the design like this, we might have a problem. Yeah, it get messy. Yeah, or we call it mess. So how we can simplify this design? We use something called Fiber Channel over Ethernet capable switch, FCoE capable switch, just like this. So the FCoE capable switch, like the Cloud Engine in the Huawei or KeyFX from Juniper or Nexus from Cisco, have capability of delivering two different world traffic, the SAN traffic and the LAN traffic. So when the workstation want to access to server or to directly access storage, just connect it to the fiber channel over Ethernet capable switch, and that switch will see which direction it want to have. Yeah, whether it want to be accessed to server or to the SAN network. Okay, I hope this knowledge of storage networking introduction has been informative for you and open the gate for you to deep dive into storage networking world. You might cross a path with the storage device like the SAS, serial attached SCSI, or the NL SAS, or the software defined storage, and many more. I hope this is useful for you, and thank you for viewing. I hope to see you in the next video. Ciao.